This morning, I got a very interesting WhatsApp message regarding popular YouTuber Cynthia G. Now, when I first started on the platform in 2015, Cynthia G had a different genre of content than what is known of her today. Cynthia G was going real hard on what is considered racism, systematic racism, aka white supremacy. That was the bulk of her content. So much so that she was invited to several big platforms at that time. The Boyce Watkins channel, I believe she was introduced through there. There was the Advise Show, which is now the African Diaspora Network. She used to even get shout outs from Tariq Nasheed because of the work she was doing. And that's all she talked about. And what happened was that she almost lost her YouTube channel because, some of the, white supremacy websites, they were targeting her. And then after that, Cynthia G's content shifted towards dealing with the issues of black men. Now, Cynthia G is the female version of, I would probably say somebody like Sneeko, Andrew Tate, in the black sector like Tommy Sotomayor. She says some egregious things like, black males should be aborted by a certain age, stuff like that. But this is an interesting comment that she made, and I couldn't find the video, but Brother Omawale Africa has the clip, and we're gonna play that clip. And he actually had this clip while he was on this live stream debating with, I believe, some of the people that follow her. I want to play that particular clip and then I want to come back.
Hold on one second, because we're speaking to Ego. Now, Cynthia G was in the comments earlier. I don't know if she's still watching from the clouds. I want to thank Brother Yapo for sending me this clip. He keeps it in my joints over here, but I'm gonna play it.
Because let me tell y'all something. The only thing these dudes want money for is so that they can oppress. I'm telling you. You're better off in a system of white supremacy than you are under any system controlled by black men. I'm telling you. You are better off in a system of white supremacy than any system that black men control. You're better off.
All right. Did y'all hear that? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're once again, we're getting back to this question of the black female ego. If you arrive at the conclusion that, listen, I'm gonna tell you something. One of the things that is incredibly frustrating about these conversations is because they're happening on a level that most people are not even qualified to engage. Because I keep saying there's a historical, political, cultural, and social context to our conditions. And if you're not intelligent enough to speak to each of those and understand how they intersect and interplay, then you're most likely just responding using antidote, and that's going to lead you to respond.
So guys, we've heard what that clip was about. Now, I know a lot of brothers would love me to go in on some sort of roast session, but then again, it would be pointless. The reason is because she's just said how she felt. Black women are better under the system of white supremacy than under any system dealt with by black men. If that's the case, fine. Then my only question is, why do you consistently make content about black men who date out, black men who like white women, black men who disagree with you? If that's the case, then what's the whole point of making content? Because the reality is, if that's the case, there's no more reason for you to make videos about it anymore. Because black women are already under the system of white supremacy. You already said that black men are not going to do anything. They're not going to free black women. They're not good mates. So there we go. So then why then do you continue to make videos about black men? Or even have babies by them? See, here is the hypocrisy of it all. Okay? Are we saying one thing on YouTube and then doing another off of YouTube? That could be one thing. But the reality is, you don't want to deal with black men. You dislike black men. But you don't have any other choice. That's the real thing, okay? Because if that's the case, Cynthia would have had a baby by a white man. Her sister did, she didn't. So if that's the case, you don't like black men, you don't like whoever, why don't you have one? But you don't have one. You see? And for Brother Omawale Africa, good brother, he's trying to explain certain things to these ladies, but they don't get it. And that's the problem that Brother Omawale is having right now. He needs to understand that no matter what he says, they're not going to get it. Cynthia is not going to get it. It doesn't really matter if she gets it or not. If black women are happier dealing with white supremacy, then ask them for your protection. Don't ask black men for anything. Don't ask black men for child support. Don't mess with them. Don't deal with them. It's so easy. It's easy to just say, I'm not dealing with black men anymore, and just do the divesting thing. Don't even cry about it. Just go to them for everything. And if anything happens and you get, racism against you, then, okay, then you deal with it with the system that you're dealing with. It's completely fine. It can be a complete break. Why continue to cry about it all the time? Like, it's one thing to have an issue with black men, but to say you'd rather be under white men or to be basically, in bondage to them than to be with black men, just go be with them. Why are more black women who are divest not with white men then? I'll tell you another reason why. Most women who talk like this, number one, are scared to even approach white men, usually. Or number two, they have a hard time getting the one that they want. Okay? And if you have that kind of attitude towards black men, then how do you expect black men would have some sort of respect for you? See, let me tell you this. Here's a problem in the black sector. You have women with those particular talking points against black men that are disrespectful, and they cry foul if black men give them that same energy. Here's what they want. They want to be able to say what you just heard. Okay? Then when they get into conversation with you, they're cutting you off, over talking you, all kind of stuff, right? Then what? Then they want you to still be sweet to them. Still treat them with some level of respect. Protect them, take them out. Pick them over other groups of women because they're black. Although they're telling each other it's better for me to stay with the white man than to be with you. That's what you're fundamentally hearing all the time. That's the situation. Okay? Seriously, women who feel like this, just if I felt like I was better in the system of something else, I would just be with that system of something else. But you were talking about that whole system. Dating white women, oh, you're going to get a colorist baby. Oh, they like light-skinned women. See, you start complaining about that. That's the hypocrisy. They will say they're in the system of white supremacy, but then when you as a black man choose a white woman for that same system, then you're a sellout. You understand how that works? See, for them, they want to be protected by what the white supremacist offers women: jobs, health care, pensions, retirement funds, housing. The problem is once you as a black man start to benefit from that same white supremacy, dealing with white women or a mulatto women or women who look closer to white, then all of a sudden it's one-sided. So you can't benefit. They'll complain about it because you're dating women of no color. You hear what they say? They'll call it women of no color. They'll see it's okay for them to like David Kerr used to always say, hate white women, but not white men. You see? That's how foolish those arguments sound because there's so many holes in it. If you start benefiting from that same white supremacist benefits and you don't want to give it to her as a black woman, and you want to give it to somebody else, there's your issue. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson. Back at it again. Another episode of Celebrity Drunk. Appreciate you for all that you do. I'm out.